Hi, welcome to our third episode on cucumber farming. Here I'll be answering your questions, the frequently asked questions concerning cucumber farming, the myths and the truth about cucumber farming. Let's go. For cucumbers take on average 45 days from production from seedling stage till harvest stage, depending on the variety. But most varieties we have in Nigeria is 45 days till harvest. Although we have some varieties that take 50 days, we have some varieties that take 70 days, depending on the type of cucumber seedlings you're buying. But the major cucumber variety we have in Nigeria takes about 45 days, at most 50 days till harvest. The best time to plant cucumbers depends on whether you're using a drip irrigation or you're depending on the rain. If you're using a drip irrigation, you really don't have any best time. You can plant any time that's convenient for you, so long as you have constant access to water. But then if you're waiting on the rain, then you're looking around June, July, because you want it to fall to when the rain is falling, and you can depend on the rain to fertigate your crop. Although if you're living in locations in Nigeria that the weather is a bit cold, you want to plant towards the summer where the weather is okay for the plant to thrive. But then majorly is if you're using a drip irrigation, or you're not using a drip irrigation, or you're just depending on the rain. If you're not depending on the rain, you can plant anytime as long as you have access to water. Like I said earlier, it depends on if you're depending on the rain or just using your drip irrigation, or you're using any other means of fertigating your plant or irrigating your plant. Mostly cucumbers need about 1 inch of water weekly, so that means you want to irrigate at least once a day on the farm. Yes, definitely cucumbers need full sun, at least 6 to 8 hours of light. Keeping in mind there are seasons where we don't get enough sunlight, especially during the raining season. So you want to make sure that you figure out a way that even if they are not getting access to sunlight, there are moments where they can receive sunlight. That's why I prefer people farming cucumbers in the outer space and not in the greenhouse. The best time to harvest cucumbers would be after 45 days, when they're big enough to the size you want and they're firm and very, very green. I mean dark green. You don't want to start harvesting your cucumbers when you're seeing traces of yellow, then they're already getting ripe. You want to harvest your cucumbers when they're big, when they're firm and dark green. And that's why most times people tell you can start harvesting for 5 days, the 50th day of planting, you can start harvesting. Okay, so this question is in two categories. That is, if you're storing cucumbers to sell, or you're storing cucumbers at home. If you're storing cucumbers to sell, once you've harvested, the maximum period before you take it to the market, let's say you couldn't reach the market on time, is 24 hours. So once you're done harvesting your cucumbers, you want to keep them in a cool and dry place, where to save for your cucumbers, and you don't have any pests coming to bite their skin off, and then you take it to the market. But then if you're talking about storing cucumbers at home, you can store them in the refrigerator, put them in a plastic container and store them in the refrigerator. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us for this episode. Please join us next week, where I'll be talking about the basic nutrients, the do's and don'ts when it comes to nutrition for cucumber farming. See ya. Bye.